it by saying قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Say that Allah is Ahad. And one of the things about the Arabs, that one is not a number. Two is the first number in Arabic. So we don't consider one as an adad. And so قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ is a negation of adad and kathra. It negates number, that he's not 1, 2, or 3. He's not 2 or 3, he's 1. So that's a negation of adad, nafyu al-adad. And kathra is that he is not a composite. So Allah has no composite parts. Allah has no, we can't think of Him as having a face and a hands that are like our face and hands, that there's some kind of jariha, ears, eyes, mouth, those type things. All that stuff has to be dispelled from the mind. Laysa kamithlihi shay. Nothing is like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yet we affirm that He has described Himself with a wajh, with a yadain. We confirm those and we don't negate those, and we believe that, but we do not believe in any way that it has to do with anything like what we have. And that's why there's two interpretations, tafsili and ijmali. The later ulama went into detailed interpretation, which they were great scholars, and we don't consider them mubtadi'ah like some people do. But the preferred position has always been the early community's position of bila kayf that Imam Malik gave us. We don't go into details about any of this. We just believe in it ala muradillah. Whatever Allah meant by it, we believe it and we don't negate it. So قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ is negation of adad and kathra. Allahu samad is a negation of that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has any deficiency, any want, any need. So it's deficiency of naqs and qillah, that Allah is in want or that He's deficient. Allahu samad. These are the 8 kufriyat that are mentioned, and it's negated in Surah Al-Ikhlas. There's only 8 possible ways that you can misconceive Allah, and all of them are negated in Ikhlas, which is why it's a summation of 1/3 of the Quran, because 1/3 of the Quran is on the subject of Tawheed, and it is a perfect summation of it. Lam yalid wa lam yulad, al-illa wal-ma'luliyya, it negates cause and effect. So Allah has no sufficient cause, He has no formal cause, He has no material cause, and He certainly doesn't have what's called the illa al-gha'iyya, or the teleological cause. So we negate all of those causes for Allah. We also negate that anything lam yalid, that Allah does not produce anything that is independent of Him. I mean, this is really important. It doesn't just mean son. It negates the creation of an independent creation, which is what wilada is. Once a mother gives birth to the child is independent of the mother, because the mother, she can die in childbirth and the child lives. So Allah, lam yalid, His creation, we're not deists. He didn't just create it and now it's separate and not in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it negates that as well. So it's not just He's not a parent, didn't give birth, nor was He born. No, it negates illa wal ma'luliyya. And then the last one, وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. There's nothing like Allah. He has no shabih and no nadhir. He has no likeness nor any opposite. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله